dark. Greetings, everyone. We are back with more of the Outer Worlds. So last we left off, we did pretty much everything on Byzantium and are well prepped to start the end game. So I thought this would be a good little lull to start doing some of our other quests. Specifically, DLC ones. So today, we're going to be tackling our murder mystery that we've had sitting for a while. And we're going to go investigate what happened to Halcyon Helen on Eridanos.
We're now docked at Eridanos' luxury landing pad.
I don't think you can see because I don't know if the freeform camera is enabled. Yep, I can't do the idle camera. But you can see here, I'm wearing my Chimera suit and my nice hat. Both from the late and great Celeste Jolicoeur. I felt it was the perfect detective outfit, and we will be taking Ellie and Parvati because they are our favorites. No offense to Nyoka, who is also great. Halcyon Helen versus the Brain Eaters, Chapter 12, Murder on Eridanos. Oh, it's a fucking floating island. Of course it always goes down on fucking floating islands. You know what? They did tell me that it was like little land masses floating in the upper atmosphere. I just didn't realize we were like in a Columbia situation. Maybe I'll run into Elizabeth. Oh gosh, why did I unequip that? Alright. The machine gun seems as close to a noir weapon as I can currently muster. Ellie, what are you packing? You have your own minigun. Cool. Parvati's got the shot cannon. Because lovely Parvati's a good bean who prefers to stun.
Watch out. This place is half sublight thugs and half top rungers on vacation. Both are dangerous.
I assure you, I am more dangerous.
Hello there. Hope your atmospheric entry wasn't too troublesome. As a guest of honor, you deserve the best in comfort. Sublight Salvage and Shipping Underground, or Slug, as we like to call ourselves, is delighted to welcome you to Eridanos. I'm the Grand Colonial Head Bellhop. I'm here to grab your bags and direct you, the inspector, to the Grand Ballroom, which was the scene of the crime.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be pissy about Sublight. Lilia Hagen loves me. What's the mood in the hotel? Are a lot of people upsetty spaghetti? Oh, I guess she's my detective voice. What's the mood in the hotel? Are a lot of people upset?
I'll say. There's nary a soul here who wasn't a fan of hers in some respect. Just about everybody's shocked. Some people are inconsolable. Hell, even Black Hole Birdie, Helen's beau, has wandered off. Some folks think he had something to do with the murder, but I don't believe it.
I still don't understand why anyone would have it in for Ms. Helen.
We should ask if they're comping the minibar. This might take a while, if you get me.
Folks get heated when it comes to serials and their actors, I suppose.
Was she a divisive figure?
Not particularly. But I think some folks were jealous of her success, or otherwise viewed her as a threat. Reckon how she came about her fame didn't help.
How'd she get so famous?
Why, she was a natural. People fell in love with her. She managed to wrangle up a following all on her own. She ended up about as famous and high-runged as your average VP, which rubbed a lot of Byzantines the wrong way. Actors ain't supposed to get preferential treatment. I imagine the admin briefed you about Helen's part in the Spectrum Brown unveiling. Too bad about the postponement. Not so terrible as Helen's murder, but still a crying shame.
I thought you worked for Slug and not Rizzo's. Got your corporate alliances straight, man.
I do. Rizzo's happened to rent out the Grand Colonial Ballroom from Slug for the unveiling. A nice mutually beneficial event. But the murder's gone and ruined that, along with 9 out of 10 of my favorite cereals. Anyway, I think I've held you up long enough. Once you're ready, head down to the lobby. The ballroom is just behind the elevators. Meanwhile, I'll grab your bags.
Bags? What bags?
You're making fun, right? Your luggage, belongings, kit, wherever you keep what you ain't wearing. You're still giving me a pretty blank look. Suppose it's none of my business, but do you just wear the same set of clothes all the time?
If you had a bespoke made Celeste Jellicoe original, you also would never take it off. Line, no, that would be ridiculous.
See, you say that, but I still ain't seen no bags. No, what?
They're
Never
Invisibags,
mind,
new from
it's
Auntie
not my
Cleo's.
business. Anyhow, I'll look for you in the grand ballroom later. Hope you can unravel this mystery, Inspector.
This is like my third murder mystery. I should have a badge made, or a business card. Why is this door sealed from the inspector? I require access to all and every aperture.
Lockdown. No one's allowed in or out until the murder investigation's concluded.
Do you have any idea who I am? I could bury you under 6 tons.
These little ships are so small. I mean, it's also not like the Unreliable is enormous. The Unreliable is pretty fucking huge. I lied. High society cigarettes. Don't mind if I do. Alright, I know I say this everywhere we go, but everybody be cool. I shouldn't say that anymore though, because I'm usually the one who starts shit.
Greetings, Inspector. No need to check in here. Your paperwork has all been processed. You should be able to find the Colonial right ahead.
What is that? Is that a necklace? Can I speak to you?
Oh, you're the inspector. Welcome. Has anyone helped you with your luggage yet?
Oh, they all have little racer hats. That's cute.
Fancy place. I hope they're not expecting us to pay.
Slap your whole family tonight.
This is a pretty fancy schmancy spot. You know, I really don't like the Rizzo's little jingle. Maybe I gotta give it more time. I mean, Spacer's Choice had like a while to grow on me. Some 0G brew, the ale that's good for what ails you. I imagine everything is sealed because they don't want me accidentally, like, finding shit before I even investigate the crime scene. Oh, Flamethrower 2.0, hell yeah, baby. Oh. For when you absolutely positively have to set everything on fire. I mean, we love our plasma launcher, but you know, I haven't tried out a flamethrower yet. Maybe I'll like it. I found another plasma ionizer. Plasma cutter titanium. Jeepers. What are you packing, Parvati? Did you get the Hammer of Olympus? No, you can keep it. You are our Vulcan, our Hephaestus.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Punch. You want a punch?
mastercard's right here.
Alright, I can't really do anything until I first investigate the crime scene, so let me stop fucking around and go do my job.
It's all so horrible. I can't believe someone so famous as
Transition to the Grand Colonial Hotel.
Ooh, feels like I'm breathing rich people air.
Rich people air sounds disgusting.
The murder has inflicted severe emotional trauma on me. I demand a room upgrade.
Concierge, move. Hotel guest, concierge, Halston.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but while the hotel is an active crime scene, I regret to inform you that all new bookings, room upgrades, room downgrades, and in-room massages are Oh, you're the special inspector. Mr. Kincannon warned me you'd be checking in soon.
I know who Kincannon is. I'm not gonna play dumb. I need to find Constable Keen.
She's with Dr. Goodnight. Oh, and the victim, of course. In the grand ballroom.
That's a pretty cool doctor name, not gonna lie. Didn't see the grand ballroom on my way in. The bellhop said he dropped my bags in my room, but I don't have a key.
Of course. Allow me to just pull up your info. It looks like you'll be staying in our luxurious penthouse suite, vacated just recently. So recently that unfortunately the room's still being cleaned.
Oh, they give me Helen's room?
I'm sure it'll be ready for you by the time you've examined the crime scene. I believe Constable Keen should be waiting for you in the grand ballroom. Oh, the ballroom's right behind the tower elevators. Swing a left or a right, then cut through the crowd of spectators. You can't miss it.
Why, hello there. Goodness, I always enjoy seeing guests, but it's been so long since I've chatted face to face that I about hopped out of my skin at the sight of you.
You're enthusiastic.
Excuse me, I should introduce myself, though you might know me already, just not by name. I'm Bellhop Sullivan. You've likely heard my dulcet tones through the elevator intercom.
I don't recognize your voice, but I'm glad I could meet you in person.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say. I'm glad to meet you too. Now that our introductions are out of the way, do let me know if I can help you with anything.
Where do I get a sweet-ass hat like yours? You said you operate the elevator, right? Can people not press the buttons themselves?
Well, yes, but having an operator certifies that the right guests end up on the proper floors. We wouldn't want tossball players rubbing shoulders with CEOs. It'd be anarchy. Plus, there's always the risk a guest chips a nail or loses a ring on a button. It's an extra effort, but the Grand Colonial prides itself on personalized service in all things. That and the elevator still works if I'm ever not around. I do take occasional breaks and sleep every so often.
I would hope that you do. So I'd assume the bellhops all know each other. Any gossip about Norville?
Oh yes, Norville's great. Always ready to help any and all guests who might need it. And so handsome too. His judgment sometimes leaves something to be desired, I will say. Kept badgering Halcyon Helen prior to her death about an autograph or something. A little beyond his station.
Gotta shoot for the moon, right? Do you know anything about the murder?
Unfortunately not. I was in the operator room for the elevator, as usual. The camera feed only allows me to see within the elevator, which always has many people coming through. For what it's worth, the murder was a right shame. I always enjoyed the serials starring Ms. Helen, though I did find them prone to repetitive plot structures. But I'm sure you've heard the rumor about what actually did her in. That marauders got into the hotel and management is covering it up so the guests don't run off?
Have marauders been a problem at the Grand Colonial before?
Well, not necessarily, but they're fairly prevalent on the other complexes. It wouldn't take much for them to find their way here. Slug claims they've got the problem under control, but I don't understand why they haven't simply gone and exterminated all of the marauders like the vermin they are. Oh, well, I'm just here to push buttons.
Thank you, Sullivan. I'm glad she didn't mind me just... Anybody in here? Give me that Adreno. Rizzo's Rangers Tossers uniform. Severed head of Burbage 2000. Oh, this is the head of the droid that was in what was it again? Titanus Androidicus. Ooh, Ultra Mag Pistol Ultra. Well, my work is done here.
Oh, come on. Why is the lounge closed? I wanted brunch.
Transition to Eridanos.
With Halcyon Helen gone.
Refreshments. I want to get a lay of the land before I... go investigate. Use terminal. 90. Hack restricted access. From Cedric and Kanan. Guest complaints. Infernal racket. A concerned Byzantine about a mechanical menace. Return to route. VIP guest list. Halcyon Helen. Woolrich Spencer. I don't know who the hell he is. Let's see, Black Hole. Let's just call him Birdie. Return to route. Alright. Nothing too bananas thus far.
Black Hole Birdie's disappeared, you know. That poor fellow must be inconsolable.
Oh, thank the law. Inspector, you don't know how relieved I am to see you.
Constable Keene, nice to meet you. We spoke over the etherwave.
Constable Maria Keene. It's good to meet you in person, Inspector.
Dr. Goodnight. Ecstatic to make your various acquaintances and so on. Are we finished with the pleasantries? There's something I'm excited to show you.
I like you, Dr. Goodnight. What have you got for me, Doctor?
An extraordinary contraption. You'll love it.
Our coroner has developed a device which may prove useful in your investigation. Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you.
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you. Oh, please. You make it sound as if I'm turning over stolen goods. Behold, my discrepancy amplifier. Hold it in your hands. Feel the way it hums with ontological potential.
Interesting. I'm guessing this device makes use of deterministic calculus. Oh, this is such a bullshit science.
You're rather sharp in your upper story. I can see why you're the inspector. The discrepancy amplifier uses a deterministic model of our universe to detect the discrepancy between what should be and what actually is. Then it renders any discrepancies visible by using the power of magnification.
So it's a magnifying glass.
Yes, it's a magnifying glass, but an extraordinarily powerful one. It looks through the glass of reality itself.
I'm contractually prohibited from endorsing off-brand technology, but I'll bend that rule just this once. You'll want to peer into the amplifier and examine the crime scene.
The discrepancy amplifier. We can equip the discrepancy amplifier instead of our hammer. Scanning Eridanos for evidence. Oh, so I shouldn't actually shoot it.
Nice.
This unit has detected a discrepancy related to Halcyon Helen. Unscheduled expiration of. Begin amplification.
I see you've been designed with a modular analytical system. What else can you do?
The discrepancy amplifier has been programmed with advanced speech recognition, scientific analysis, and deterministic calculus protocols.
Oh, you'll love this. Amplifier, tell the inspector about your features.
Please do not interrupt the discrepancy amplifier. The discrepancy amplifier is programmed to take instruction from its registered or designated inspector.
How curious. I must have set its impertinence levels to flagrant.
This unit's features include an automated personality simulator. This unit has been programmed to simulate joy and satisfaction in assisting you.
Let's get started. Tell me about this discrepancy you found.
This footprint stands out from the normally spotless floor of the grand ballroom. Typically, the ballroom is cleaned twice daily, which means this must have been made by either Helen or her assailant or assailants.
Discrepancy amplifier. Do the size of these footprints match anything you have on record? I'm not gonna eat the dirt.
Footprint is a tailor-made 8.75, suggesting that its owner was very particular about their shoe size. It is also the exact size that Halcyon Helen typically prefers. There are traces of dirt throughout the footprint.
I'm seeing some purpleberry in this dirt. Amplifier. Analysis?
Excellent observation, Inspector. The following compounds have been detected. Purpleberry residue, nitrogen-rich fertilizer, common grass.
She came from the garden.
Fertilizer and purpleberries can all be found in the purpleberry orchards located not far from the Grand Colonio.
So Helen must have been at the orchards before she died.
This deduction appears sound.
Good work, Inspector. I had a feeling we'd make some progress once we brought you onto the case. You'll need Administrator Ludovico to grant you access to the orchards. Contact him through the secure access terminal in your penthouse suite. Check in with the concierge. Your room should be ready by now. If it isn't, I may have to go shake someone by the collar.
Alright. We're always gonna have the Chimera, the Nice Hat, and Parvati, so I think I can leave Persuade where it is. Lie is pretty good. Yeah. Same for Intimidate. That should be fine. My Hack and Lockpick are good. My Engineering is not max, but I don't know that I need to max it out. The leadership is fine. Science, medical. I mean, this is like my last level up. So I don't know what I should bump this into. I guess hack. And let's see perks. Steady hand. Steady hand is tempting. I mean, let's go back to basics. Speed and durability aren't an issue. Increases magazine size of science weapons. I mean, that would be... I'm kind of digging the accuracy boost after killing someone, but that doesn't seem to have been an issue so far. I don't know. I guess it's more... I mean, we already have all the science weapon upgrades. We might as well stay on theme. Why not? Ellie, you have another perk available. Let's give you the armor rating. Parvati, I think same with you. Yeah, you'll give me more tactical time dilation. Thank you. A momentary taste of Purpleberry. Let's talk to you, Dr. Goodnight.
Purpleberry orchards. And a footprint. Inspector, that was absolutely marvelous. Beautifully deduced. With
Thank
the
you,
help
Dr.
of my
Goodnight.
discrepancy amplifier, of course.
I'd like a word with you.
Ah, I was waiting for this. Yes, of course. I'm only too eager to cooperate.
Tell me about the body. What's the cause of death? Yeah, odd that nobody has mentioned what the cause of death is.
My apologies, Inspector. I've not yet finished my autopsy. Come back later?
About this discrepancy amplifier.
Oh, good. One of my favorite subjects. Ask away, my dear. Ask away.
What made you invent the amplifier?
I didn't expect an existentialist question so early today. It's a need. Just as sprats feel they must breed, or canids feel they must brutally maul each other, I feel the need to create.
Ooh. Oh, wow, yeah, we're getting to the point where we have, like, really high thresholds for stuff. The amplifier's design is oddly bulky in places, like it's protecting something within. Oh, wow, I should have upped my medical or science more, at least my science.
You're smarter than I look. Guess there's no shame in telling you exactly what it is you're using, seeing how you're so curious. As it so happened, my husband was mortally wounded in a marauder raid about a year ago. Wasn't going to live more than a few hours. I happened to have an excess of preservative fluids, a scanning device in need of a central processor, and a sudden burst of inspiration. A tragedy doesn't mean you can't be proactive.
If your husband's brain is in the amplifier, I'm surprised you just give it to me.
Technically, it wasn't his whole brain, just a small cross-section, enough to operate the amplifier. But giving the amplifier to you is better than letting it rot in a closet somewhere. Besides, my husband was the prior constable. He would have wanted his brain used for the pursuit of justice.
The amplifier seems pretty powerful. Why are you trusting me with it?
Because you're the inspector. I should think that's rather obvious.
I appreciate that. Your cooperation makes my job a lot easier. I like the way you think, Doc. I can do what I want because I'm the inspector.
Oh dear. You seem to be hearing what you want to hear rather than the words coming out of my mouth. Allow me to clarify? I invented the discrepancy amplifier to assist me in my own medical work. When you were hired to investigate Helen's death, I realized I had my own part to play. I programmed the amplifier to assist you. I'm entrusting it to your care because I want to see my invention help a brilliant inspector solve the murder of the century.
And you want to be known as the inventor who helped solve Helen's murder.
You don't miss a thing, do you, Inspector? I can see why the constable recommended hiring you. Think of the amplifier as my gift to you. May it avail you in the swift and efficient prosecution of justice.
What happens if I break it or lose it or something?
I still have the blueprint and several extra prototypes floating around, but I might recommend you try to be careful with it. Some of the amplifier's internal components are rare, shall we say. and I don't have an indefinite supply. You sure you don't want to know anything else? Oh, all right. We can change the subject.
I'd like to know a little more about you.
Oh, why, I'm flattered, Inspector. Let me think. I've worked at the Grand Colonial for about as long as it's been around. Prior to that, I lived in Byzantium, but I always felt like it was missing something. And that something turned out to be corpses. Byzantium has much in the way of luxury, but examining the dead does not rank amongst the preferred activities of the elite.
Sounds like you enjoy being a coroner.
Absolutely. Usually I'm just a medical practitioner, so I almost never get to deal with anything as unique, or as quiet, as a corpse. The most interesting thing I saw prior to this was the back of Mr. Woolrich's throat after he blew out his vocal cords shouting at an attendant. If I weren't here, I'd be back in my quarters, rewatching Byzantium in the spring, or working on my automatic sprat peeler.
Speaking of inventions, I'm curious about this discrepancy amplifier.
Oh, good. One of my favorite subjects. Ask away, my dear. Ask away. You sure you don't want to know any...
Alright, that's all we have here. Oh, I'm still gaining experience. I wonder if I can, like, prestige level.
Something I should know?
I don't know, is there? If we're going to be working together, I'd like to get to know you better.
I'm afraid I must decline. It isn't personal, Inspector. I'm just on duty right now. Talk to me later, after you've met with Administrator Ludovico. I'll make time to chat.
I'd like to ask you some questions, Constable.
Are you asking me these questions in an official capacity?
Yep, got my inspector hat on.
I understand you're being metaphorical, but I'm contractually obligated to remind you that Rizzo's cannot provide you with any official brand-associated headgear. Please,
I hate Halcyon. I hate this colony so much. Who found the body?
Norval, head bellhop. He was understandably distraught. I believe his feelings were genuine. He's a remarkably poor actor. Hotel security corroborates his whereabouts during the murder. I haven't included him in my list of suspects, but neither am I convinced of his innocence.
What makes you say that?
I'm a little suspicious of anyone who enjoys his job as much as Norval. He's also obsessive in his appreciation of Helen's work. Obsessive passion can lead to irrational behavior. It's a fact of modern science.
Any witnesses to the murder?
If there were any witnesses, none came forward. Ballroom cameras were also offline at the time of the murder.
Convenient.
Helen was very particular about having cameras on her. Security footage would have constituted documentary filmmaking. Can't afford that.
So no witnesses. What about the murder weapon?
There's no sign of the murder weapon. Whatever it was that killed Helen, the killer took it with them. Frankly, I'm having trouble imagining exactly what it was that killed her.
Any signs of a struggle? Was Helen armed?
Helen was known to carry her signature weapon, a bespoke handgun known as the Needler. There was no sign of any such weapon on her body.
Do you have any suspects?
Spencer Woolrich and Bertie Holcomb are officially persons of interest in this investigation. I've mostly ruled out Mr. Woolrich, leaving Bertie Holcomb as my lead suspect. Let me rephrase that. He's your lead suspect. I've been instructed to turn this case over to your capable hands, while I continue to serve as a consultant.
You sound a little relieved.
Work is simple. People are complicated. The people involved in this murder are especially complicated. Mr. Woolrich was Halcyon Helen's professional rival. It's possible jealousy drove him to take Helen out of the picture. I apologize for the wordplay.
Please don't.
Conversely, Mr. Bertie Holcomb was Helen's paramour. The relationship was reportedly dissolved. I can't rule out her murder as a crime of passion.
You don't seem too sure about Spencer Woolrich.
Woolrich thinks of himself as a serious and distinguished actor. He was frequently cast in demeaning roles, while Helen played the charismatic heroine. He has reason to be envious. I considered the possibility that Woolrich killed Helen in order to eliminate a rival and advance his own career. But my reasoning collapsed under closer scrutiny. Woolrich owes his career to Helen's dramas. Her death likely harms his long-term prospects. I'm struggling to determine a motivation for him, so I've largely ruled him out.
What makes you suspect Birdie? Can I just say, Constable Keed is one of, like, maybe genuinely 5 competent people in this entire fucking colony. Can I put you in charge?
Mr. Holcomb was in a romantic relationship with Helen. This alone is not enough to make him a lead suspect, but he does play tossball. Black Hole Birdie currently holds the record for most non-consecutive blows to the head. His tendency toward irrational and violent behavior is well documented. Please, ask
I'd
your
like
questions.
to talk about something else. That's all for now.
Anything else?
Got some more
You've
questions
got
about
my-
the murder? Nope.
Anything else?
Just exhausting dialogue. All right.
This is a bottle of unreleased Rizzo's product. Helen appears to have attempted to use it to spell something as she expired, but all she managed was a sticky bee.
What's the unreleased Rizzo's product?
Rizzo's Spectrum Brown has not yet been released for consumption. Spectrum Brown was scheduled to be unveiled at the Eridanos Atmosphere Complex in partnership with Halcyon Helen.
What if the B stands for Spectrum Brown?
Now calculating likelihood of Halcyon Helen using her final moments to endorse Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. Low to moderate likelihood.
Not as an endorsement. Isn't Black Hole Birdie staying here?
Correct. Bertie Black Hole Holcomb is a registered guest at the Grand Colonial Hotel.
Anybody else I should know about?
Accessing guest database. B. The Grand Colonial Hotel is proud to serve the following VIPs. Bertie, Black Hole. Burbage 3001.
Make a note of this for later, Amplifier.
This evidence has been recorded for later reference. Now generating pre-approved compliment. Splendid work, Inspector.
I'll take one of these as a memento. This is her official endorsement. What's over here? That's leading out to Eridanos. What's in here?
I knew I should have gotten her autograph when I had the chance.
You'd think these people have never seen a corpse before.
Move, hotel guest.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector?
I'd like my room key. Oh, you've got some high-profile guys here, right? What can you tell me about them?
My apologies, Inspector, but that would be a severe violation of guest privacy. We here at the Grand Colonial firmly believe that... All right, my supervisor just walked out of earshot. Some folks just don't understand the importance of gossip. About whom? And what would you wish to know?
Everyone and everything. Helen co-stars Woolrich. You have any reason to want her dead?
If looks could kill, he'd have put her in the ground 10 times over. Man's clearly jealous of her success compared to his. See, I'd bet we're the only 2 people thinking about him in all of Eridanos. And I only am because you mentioned his name. If you leave woolly cow milk out, it turns to curds. Leave the curds out, they begin to get stale, then rot. Woolridge is on his way to the trash bin, and everyone knows it. Either he's in denial, or he knew Helen would be checking out soon, judging by his increasing demands for a room upgrade.
Heard Black Hole Birdie was staying here.
Ah, Birdie. Is he bigger than he is dumb, or dumber than he is big? I've a bet with a friend. Not sure we'll ever get it to pay out. Birdie used to be Helen's beau, though he isn't anymore, and not just because she's dead. If I had 1,000,000 bits, I'd spend every one just to learn what caused their split.
Notice anything about Helen before she died?
You know, out of everyone here, I probably knew the least about Helen. I'm not much of an Aetherwave watcher myself. And Helen always had a crowd of admirers chasing her, you see. So she rarely stopped to chat. Friendly enough, surely, but always seemed untouchable. Emphasis on seemed.
Did you ever... Was she closer with some people than others?
Everyone wanted to be around Helen. She could usually be seen alongside Bertie or Woolrich, for obvious reasons.
That's enough gossip for now.
That's a shame, Inspector. What if I wanted to know a little about you?
I'm a freelance captain, changing the colony one high-stakes encounter at a time.
A dashing gunslinger type, then. I'm sure the investigation will turn out splendidly in your hands. Or at least Mr. Kincannon seems confident enough to believe so.
The Grand Colonial sure is interesting.
It certainly is a marvel of modern ingenuity, luxury, and ambition. Please, allow me to answer any curiosities you might have about our building and the amenities on offer.
What does the penthouse have to offer?
Twice the size of the next biggest room, and kitted out with any amenity you want, as well as many that you won't. Best to enjoy it while you can, Inspector. Typically, the only people who can afford the penthouse suite have enough bits to suffocate everyone on Terra 2. Also, please inform me if Woolridge gives you a hard time about getting a better room than his. Don't tell him I said this, but everyone on staff wants to strangle him.
Do it. We can frame someone for it. Is there anything special about the upper levels?
Most certainly. All the important folks can be found in the upmost parts of the hotel. You can hardly walk 3 feet without bumping into a tossball grate or a bored exec. Though maybe don't bump into them. Could be harmful to your health.
No one seems to talk much about the lower levels of the hotel.
Who would be interested in a staff-only area? Most folks never ask about the sewers beneath Arizo's plant, either.
You can't honestly tell me there's nothing of interest in an entire half of a hotel.
Of interest to your investigation? Well, I suppose there is that one door we're not supposed to open. But I'm sorry, Inspector, I'm not authorized to grant you access to any staff sections of the hotel. You'll have to find a way in on your own.
That's enough with the hotel?
Sure.
I need access to the VIP guest floor.
I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it.
The only guest who'd have a problem with me being up there would be the murderer.
That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please.
Wanted to check if my room was ready yet.
Ah yes, we are most pleased to offer you our grandest of grand accommodations, Inspector. The penthouse suite on our topmost floor is now available for you. The last guest left her belongings behind when she vacated unexpectedly, so we needed a little time to tidy the suite up for you. Simply call the elevator in the lobby and our highly skilled operator will deliver you to your private floor with efficiency and cheer.
Oh, I met Sullivan. Lovely girl. Oh yeah, I'm still getting XP. Alright, so I might be able to level stuff up after all. Alright, garden. Prince of Tossball. Employee access card. Alright, to the VIP section. Neville.
Finally checked in,
Norville, sorry.
I hope you're fond of the penthouse. It's pretty much the best seat in the whole hotel. You shouldn't want for any amenity you might find elsewhere. Should act as a better headquarters for the investigation than any space dust covered ship. That and you ain't got room service on a ship. You ever need anything, come find me. Even if you don't, you can still swing by. I'm always happy to chat.
Mind if I ask you a few questions about the crime scene?
Please do.
You want to give me more details on how you came across the body?
Sure, I'd taken to checking the barroom every few hours prior to the unveiling. Just to make sure no sprats had snuck into the place. You understand? Found her right before I was set to head back to my room in the lower levels for my mandated 5-hour sleep period. Tell ya, thank the law for caffeinoid. Been too upset to get a wink of sleep since. And hey, now I can finally see smells.
That's probably unhealthy, but I want to see smells. Any idea why Helen would have been in the ballroom after hours?
Beats all hell out of me. Maybe she was, practicing for the unveiling?
Did you kill Helen? You can tell me if you did. It'll be our secret.
What? No. Just because I found the corpse doesn't mean I made her a corpse. I was in shift all day. Besides, I loved Helen serials. Well, the old ones anyway. The newer episodes are hot junk on a warm day. Sure. What's on your mind?
Did you see Helen on the day of her death?
Of course I did. I just told you I found the body. Oh, wait. You mean when she was still breathing? No, of course I didn't. Plus, it's untoward for an employee to speculate about the actions of a hotel guest. Not that I saw any hotel guests interacting with her.
If you saw, you have to tell me. I think we both know that you're itching to gossip. You could tell me, haven't you heard of Inspector-Inspectee confidentiality?
That's the one where if the inspector breaches confidentiality, the inspectee feeds them to a horde of hungry sprats, right? I can talk then. Day of her death, I saw Helen leave the hotel premises with the profit of profitability, and didn't see her come back. A little on the suspicious side, I think. Seemed especially strange, seeing how, as far as I was aware, the two didn't get on.
What's the deal with the profit of profitability? Is she a guest?
Yep. Gives seminars on increasing profit margins and the like. Can't say much else, seeing how I ain't in the gossip market.
Why didn't Helen the prophet get along?
As far as I can recall, Helen dismissed the lady's seminars in some kind of interview. Said her co-star used them, but she didn't. The top rungers are always ready to read between the lines of famous folks and seem to think the prophet was on her way out. Woman lost a ton of bits and is set to lose more. I hope all that helped. I'd like to be as useful as I can in the investigation. Just didn't want to steer anyone the wrong way.
You're a good kid, Norval. Got any idea who might have wanted to do Helen in?
Everyone's got theories. I don't reckon mine hold much more weight than anyone else's.
Hello there, my inordinately... Oh, you're the one who visited me. Hello again. Thanks so much for brightening my day. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
I'd like to visit the VIP guest floor.
If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me. Just joking. I've already got one.
The board report. Halcyon Helen dead. Slug Guard, Rizzo's Ranger. Slug Security. Move along, sir.
Nice going.
Ollie Toxifree. I already have a red banded fedora. Courtesy of the late great Celeste Jolliker. Classic Wear Express. Yeah, I already have all the fancy schmancy clothes. Ooh, Revolver Mark III. Don't mind if I give that a look-see. Can I use that terminal? No.
You gotta teach me that.
Go away, Mr. Slug Security.
We got
Nimble fingers, Captain.
Thanks, Ellie. I try. If anyone asks, I was up here doing some serious investigating. Spencer Woolrich. What the hell did you write on there? Oh, honey.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has detected the following substances: oil, terroray, blood, terroray, unidentifiable biological fluids, terroray.
Ew. Were these substances added later?
Yes, Inspector. Logical analysis indicates these substances were not present in the bottle's original contents.
What else was in the bottle?
This bottle contained Rizzo's Spectrum vodka. The presence of terroray biological fluids may have significantly improved its flavor. These substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. Large doses can be fatal.
A poisoning. Egads. Here, let me... I can't imagine that anything would be in these rooms, but let me look regardless. Since I think these were just random loot rooms, but... I am an ace detective, so it does not hurt to be thorough. Okay. Nothing in there. Let me check this room. Burbage 3001. Burbage, my word. Oh, I can just pick these up without issue. Is this the serving droid in Byzantium? Burbage, you dog. Oh, you have so many top hats. Champion tossball stick. I guess we can give that to Felix. Burbage, hello.
Initiating banter protocol. Now simulating familiar and welcoming demeanor. Burbage 3001 is trained to recognize all board-approved actors. Greetings, fellow star. Your performance in Maverick Johnston's latest drama was memorable.
I see you've had some work done. Who upgraded you?
Burbage 3001's programming is frequently upgraded to adhere to board-certified standards. The most recent upgrade was performed by Spencer Woolrich. Banter protocol exhausted. Reverting to default behavior. Grieving and despair. Oh, Halcyon Helen, may your atoms be commended to the Aether.
You knew Helen.
Burbage 3001 was designed to disrupt Halcyon Helen's monopoly over the Aetherwave serial market. This unit's programming is based on Helen's most famous roles. Burbage 3001. Anything Halcyon Helen can do, this unit can do slightly worse.
It almost sounds like you've got a motive for murdering Helen.
Running shock and dismay protocol. What's this? Helen's death was a murder? How horrifying. Bring that killer to justice. Designated authority figure. This unit has not yet completed its grief cycles. Randomizing despair tables. Oh, Helen, is there no justice in the world?
Apparently, I'm the only justice. I am now a DAF, a designated authority figure. Tremble in despair. At my authority-ness? Spencer Woolrich. Oh, Spencer, you have it bad. You have it bad, dear. What is this? Spencer?
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology.
Oh my gosh, I can offer you something better than philosophism. Why don't we go someplace private? I'm pretty sure nothing will happen and I'll just flabbergast him, so let's try it.
Oh, now that can't be in the script, is it? Yeah.
Gotta throw him off his rhythm.
I must send for a mechanical to look at the thermostat. Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. That man can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. Now, this is curious indeed. Who are you? How did you get in here?
I'm a designated authority figure. I'm here to investigate the murder of Halcyon Helen. I'd like to ask a few questions.
You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time.
Love his voice actor.
That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But, of course, I'm certain you already recognized it. Now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard.
You can sign my weapon if you want. I'm not here for an autograph. I'm here to ask you some questions.
Do you mean to say you're not a fan? Well, then how did you get in here? The only staffer cleared for guest room entry is the inspector for Bellamy's murder. Oh. Hello.
Oh, hello indeed. Hello.
Hi. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me. Back when I starred in the Marauder's Bane. The absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
I'd rather the gay one. Who are you exactly?
I'm sure you're joking. Perhaps I'm not in my prime, but you've no doubt seen the name Spencer Woolrich on many a serial advertisement throughout your travels.
I think I've seen your name around.
You think? I mean, yes, of course. You have, obviously.
I'd like to ask you about the murder.
Certainly. But one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end?
Painfully, I'd say. Why are you so curious?
Why, Why, I'm merely worried for my own sake. Perhaps whoever came after her could come after me next. But if you don't want to tell me, I understand. Whatever happened, I hope poor Bellamy didn't suffer.
Did you know Helen well?
Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way. Unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids.
Must not have been too flattering, always starring alongside a younger actress.
Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone.
What tone?
Presenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me.
Alright, speaking theoretically, how would you have killed the victim?
Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of.
What were you up to at the time of the murder?
I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character.
Got anybody who can corroborate that?
Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating.
You were meditating? Really?
All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
To suffer for your craft. I respect that. How long have you worked with the Prophet?
Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should. I'll answer whatever you wish. I suppose that is enough on that grim subject.
I've learned about what you've been up to in the hotel.
Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense.
I spoke to Burbage. He told me you upgraded him.
I did indeed. With Halcyon Helen parading her fame about, I was left without an acting partner. Burbage is no exception. His acting protocols were nothing short of a joke. So, I decided to make some modifications, installing him with some of my old serial quotes as, I think, improved his range. The way he bungled about with that weapon of his hardly befitted a dissident, so I modified it as well. He's much quicker on the draw now, though he's still a machine.
I've got my eye on you.
Used to being breathlessly watched.
Goodbye, Mr. Woolrich. From Woolrich to management. Alright, it's just him bitching about a new room. Z. Hannigan. What's your story, Z. Hannigan?
Zeke Hannigan, Rizzo's Rangers 16th back. Pleased to meet you. What can I do for you?
What brings the Rangers to Eridanos?
Since it's the off-season, we're helping support the launch of Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. Meet the fans, sign tossball cards, that sort of thing. Just between you and me, Rizzo's ought to cancel the whole event out of respect for Miss Helen.
How long have you been with the Rangers?
About half my life. You know I was named third most profitable investment on 2 non-consecutive seasons? Ain't a lot of players who can make that claim. Except for the guys who came in first and second, I guess. I spent the last season injured and almost got sold to the Hephaestus Hammers. But now I'm all convalesced. Ready to lay into some Cleo darlings, you know? Really break some legs.
Alright, sports ball. I had some questions about the murder.
Oh, you must be that inspector people have been talking about. It's a damn shame about Miss Helen. She was always real good to me and the rest of the Rangers. Birdie's taking it pretty hard. Miss Helen was the love of his life. So, what did you want to know?
Where were you at the time of the murder?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but me and a couple of the other Rangers spent the night in Constable Keene's cells down at the spaceport. We didn't do anything serious, just a bit of pranks and vandalism. It's what usually happens when we all get to drinking. Guess Constable Keene saw things a bit differently and had us hauled off.
Was Birdie in jail with the rest of you?
No, we lost him somewhere along the way. Or maybe he managed to get away? I can't rightly remember. But he was definitely not sharing a cell with us. That much I know.
Alright. Can you think of anyone who would want to kill Helen?
Miss Helen was outspoken. She made her share of enemies on account of her expressing herself. Just between you and me, I heard rumors the Prophet never much cared for Helen's brand of blood honesty.
Tell me about Birdie and Helen.
Oh, Birdie was mad about Helen. He was certifiable. The big galoot loved Helen about as much as he loved the game. Trouble is, Birdie was not blessed with an abundance of temper. Helen kept Birdie steady. If he lost his temper around her, it'd be because something broke between the two of them.
Do you think Birdie could have killed Helen?
What? Law, no. Birdie's got a fierce temper, but there's no way he'd ever have laid a finger on Miss Helen. What can I do for you?
Let me talk about something else. Alright, that's it for now. Thank you for your time, Zeke. Why is there a cow here?
Top rungers are into some weird shit.
I mean, these cows get everywhere. Every now and then there's a couple on the Unreliable.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Yeah, hold on. Alright, what is with this cow?
Multiple discrepancies detected. First discrepancy. A woolly cow is present in this hotel room. Woolly cows are an import species for the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve and are incapable of affording upper-class accommodations. Second discrepancy. This woolly cow is dangerously inebriated with Rizzo Spectrum vodka. Alcohol sanguinization ratio exceeds recommended maximum.
Oh, poor cow. They got him drunk. There's some wearing discoloration in its eyes.
An accurate observation, Inspector. This woolly cow is suffering from symptoms consistent with a hangover. A brief survey of this area reveals that the most recent occupants were athletes belonging to the Rizzo's Rangers Tossball Club.
No kidding.
A brief survey of localized property damage divided by the area of this room yields the following estimate. This unit was likely occupied by every member of the Rizzo's Rangers. -1.
Do you know anything about the cow?
Hey, you're back. What can I do for you?
Would you happen to know why there's a woolly cow in one of the rooms?
We sort of borrowed her from the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve while we were drunk. I have no idea how we managed to sneak her in here without being spotted. Don't worry, we'll return her safe and sound. Mostly sound. Hungover is still sound, right?
These Utes. Yeah, get out of here, slug security.
You're fast.
Classic Wear Umbra, Classic Wear Express. I have all of these. Mans is not here.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Yeah, yeah. Analyze.
Charred fragments of a letter lies at the bottom of this wastebasket.
I can make out the word station, meeting point, and emergency.
Your observation is correct and quite astute.
Ooh, maybe they had to put a body in storage. That would be fun.
Cold. Any idea when this happened?
Someone burned this letter shortly after Halcyon Helen's death.
I need a more solid lead. Better keep looking around. There's a portrait of Helen.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. A single footprint, size 10, tossball cleat sized.
Amplifier. Analyze the footprint for any residue.
The soil in this residue contains a very high concentration of oxygen.
High concentration of oxygen usually points to a terraformer.
Well done, Inspector. The weather monitoring station at the pilot house substitutes for a terraformer. The soil in his footprint likely came from there.
The clues I found point me to the Phaeton Pilot House weather monitoring station. Champion tossball stick. These are all mine now. Alright, I can sell some crap though. Champion tossball stick. Light machine gun Mark III. Here, Parvati, you should probably take the plasma minigun then. Travel to the meeting spot.
What floor would you like to visit?
Let's check out my penthouse before we leave.
Next stop, the finest seat in the house.
Oh, the whole team's here. We have a little mini base. Let me investigate. Can't trust nothing here. What are you up to, Sam?
Did you know the smoke from high society cigarettes is 10.07% more likely to leave odor and discoloration in fabrics than other leading brands?
Use terminal message from Ludovico. Profit of profitability. Recover deleted message. Return to root. Guest advisories.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. The imprint left inside this suitcase matches the silhouette of Halcyon Helen's iconic handgun, the Needler. The weapon was recently removed.
Helen, where did we go wrong?
Oh, Lo, I'm so sorry. That didn't mean for... Helen, I love you. I love you so much.
Oh my, Nyoka.
You think they'd object to me setting up a tanning station here?
Parvati?
There's no room service, right? Just asking.
I appreciate all of my most heavily armored people being near the door. Ellie?
I'm gonna nick a few towels. They won't notice.
Hey, Nick, whatever you want. Oh, can I outfit everybody here? Perfect, perfect. Pro tossball stick. Take the champion tossball stick, my friend. Viker Max. Pro tossball blocker. You take the champion tossball blocker. Alright, your other perk. Yeah, you're scrappy. You take that. Nyoka. I don't do sneak attacks. Yeah, you know what? Take the base health. Vicar. Yeah, take the base health. Sam. Take the armor. Notice of unlawful equipment. Machine gun part 3. Yeah, hell yeah, we're putting the plasma damage on it. Now we have a flamethrower. Can the flamethrower do plasma damage? No, we'll keep that regular fire damage. Who's got the machine gun Mark III actually? Parvati. No. Is it Ellie? You reconstructed heavy armor. I can't do anything for the Chimera. Yeah, let's see. Toughened, Thug Kit. I don't know who has that. We'll give you the Toughened because I don't really have anything else. What is Ellie packing? Oh, you have the Mark II with no plasma damage. Yeah, take it.
So this is what a clean room smells like.
Vicar?
The longer we stay here, the more I can feel my mind soften.
No need to be harsh. Administrator Ludovico.
Inspector, I understand you've visited the scene of the crime. Halcyon Helen was an important cultural icon. She will be sorely missed.
You mean Ruth Bellamy? Halcyon Helen was just a character.
Halcyon Helen was more than a character. She was a brand. Her death will now be associated with Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. You understand why that worries me.
You're not endearing yourself to me, sir. I get it. You don't want to be responsible for a drink that kills people. Just turn this into an ad. Rizzo Spectrum Brown. It's heart-stoppingly good. Any publicity is good publicity. I get it. You don't want to be responsible for a drink that kills people.
I do not. Spacer's Choice has that market cornered.
Ooh, the corporate
Back
shade.
to the matter at hand. Tell me about your investigation.
I've got a lead. I can't tell you why, but I need access to the orchards.
Your discretion is appreciated. I admit, I'm beginning to feel more confident in this arrangement. Here, I'm granting you access through the gates to the orchards. You're officially authorized to see this investigation through to the end. There is one caveat. Cedric's being rather intransigent about letting you into the spaceport. Possibly he's trying to hide something. Possibly he wants to annoy me. Possibly both.
I'll bear that in mind.
You have a lead to chase. Law speed, Inspector.
Law speed. Who says that? Where did I take damage from?
Hi there, Inspector. It might be a little beyond my job description to ask, but at my heart, I'm still a bellhop. Was the suite to your liking?
I didn't even know they made hotel rooms that large. It was great. I'm gonna humor her. She's very sweet.
Good. I'm glad. Now, I'd love to bring you to a floor of your choosing.
I'm gonna be exiting the Grand Colonial. Yep, Ellie and Parvati per the usual. Alright, I'm looking for Bertie Holcomb, first and foremost. Phaeton Pilot House. Amelia, hello.
Move along.
Alright, glad to see this path is not blocked. Security.
Where you misplaced your old pair.
Amita's reclaimed goods. I'm not picking up drugs off the street. You're picking up drugs off the street. Let me explore this ground level. Not expecting standard gold troop helmet. Not expecting to find a terrible amount, but it's worth a look. Oh my gosh. My vertigo is awful, even in video games. I can't look down. Alright, let's speak to this vendor here.
I say, this pocket watch has someone's initials inscribed on it.
Come take a look. Must be
Yeah, I will. Hold on.
Take your best shot, asshole. Keep this up and I won't have any new battle scars.
What the hell is a parasite thing there? Spooky.
If you lose anything else, it's good to know.
Amita Rai, hello.
Hey, you look like you need some stuff. Fancy watch? Spare cufflink? Single earring? You want it, I've got it.
What is all this junk?
Junk? My friend, this is not junk. These are people's prized possessions. Priceless personal effects. Beloved souvenirs and knickknacks.
So how did you come by them?
Huh? Oh, well, some of the guests left this stuff behind.
Must must not be that valuable if people left it behind.
Take a look for yourself.
You doing okay?
Me? Oh, sure. Terrific. Never better. And as soon as I pay off my docking fines, I'll be back on my feet and in my ship.
Docking fines?
So it turns out Slug has some pretty strict rules on vehicle docking, and I may have broken a few of them. Who'd think Slug would be so strict?
Can I help?
You sure can. Buy some of my goods, and it'll count towards paying off my docking fines. And the delinquency fees that are accruing on top of them.
Show me what you have. Ooh, concierge livery, 3rd class, UDL. Gimme. Coat of arms. Electromagnetic flash lens. Stealth skills, nah. Oh, backpack. I'm good on weight though. Yeah, here, give me the security items.
I knew you'd be
Okay. Yeah, I don't assume we'll ever be able to, like, buy enough for her to actually get out of here, but... Oh, I didn't even go in there. No, I went in there. No, I didn't. I'm lying to you. I apologize. Quick. Get him. Bad parasite. I should put a Mr. Power, if I may, on Parvati's Hammer of Olympus. Oh, I can't. I can't put it on, like, rare weapons. Oh, interesting. Alright. Whatever. Actually, that makes sense. Oh, excuse me. Actually, we are facing parasites, so... Ooh, but I have so much more light ammo. Okay. I'm hearing sprats, but at least I'm not hearing those parasites. Who's this? Pilot house engineer. Rizzo security. Can I use you, telescope? Nope, you're just there for show.
Even if he is, no one will think you dress the same as him up.
Pilot house. Someone having left.
Stop that!
Their mistake.
Don't kill me! Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me!
Okay, I don't know what happened there. I didn't shoot anybody. I assume the problem is me having my gun out, but I don't think I can holster it at all, so... Meteorological control station.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Yeah, hold on.
Wow.
Let me loot and secure the area. Make sure we're not gonna have any more big-ass caterpillars jumping at us.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Wish I had a telescope like this back at...
Hey, you can see into the hotel rooms with that thing.
That's not shifty. I'm lying, it's very shifty. Logs. Unofficial logs. Celebrity sightings. Station bingo. Alright. Now we can get to the detective work.
Timeline discrepancy detected. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Discrepancy detected. Rizzo's company policy clearly states that all proprietary mascots must exhibit signs of physical life.
Puncture wounds near his collarbone. I'm having trouble finding an exit wound.
Excellent observation, Inspector. Have you deduced a possible cause of death?
I'd rather not speculate. What does your analysis tell you?
Medical analysis complete. This mascot was likely killed by small arms fire at close range. The firearm is unique and does not exist in this unit's database.
Could it be the Needler? Smallest caliber ammunition I've seen. These are small wounds.
Unusually small entry wounds indicate exotic weaponry. Closest approximations are 1. Incident involving a game of darts. 2. The Needler.
Constable Keene mentioned the Needler, Helen's signature gun.
Now running flattery protocol. Excellent deduction, Inspector. Your logical faculties make my programming seem Paleolithic by comparison. Famously deployed by Halcyon Helen in Terror on Monarch. This weapon was responsible for executing the Chief of the Savages, played by Spencer Woolridge.
Amplifier, before we go, do you think he had missed the outfit?
This unit is incapable of providing ethical advice. This unit is also incapable of answering rhetorical questions.
I'll take his things. It's potential evidence. You glance over your shoulder to see if anyone's watching, then reach down and remove the mascot's gear. Alright, let's get out of here. Pick up vending machine power cables.
This empty bottle of spirits does not belong to any known corporate brand. Suspicious residue detected.
High concentration of ethanol. Someone's spraying moonshine with antiseptics.
Excellent deduction, Inspector. Imbibing of unauthorized beverages is strictly prohibited under Rizzo's company law. Ingredients include antiseptic alcohol, sucrose, and unidentifiable miscellaneous organic material. Closest match. Counterfeit spirits available at the Piraeus spaceport.
Okay, cool. So I can put more stuff in it. Yeah, let's boost our science way the hell up. Why not? I didn't know we could keep leveling up. Alright, so there's nothing in here. We would head to the spaceport next. Let me check out the main factory since we're still here. Armored tossball uniform. Transition to navigation deck. Rizzo's morale improvement program. Don't be you, be better.
My last quarterly review said I had an attitude problem. Morale improvement program fixed it right up.
Gigantosaur. Is this the Rizzo's mascot? Oh, the Rizzo's armor. Can I take this? I can has.
Must you read every law-forsaken sign in the building? Stop.
Purple trees.
Stop. You're smudging the glass. That wasn't me. That is definitely the shape of your nose.
Damn tourists. Some snazzy hats on display. Oh, I can just grab this stuff. Okay. Don't mind if I do. Let's see, that door is barred. Thalbert Wolcott. That's quite the name, Thalbert. Alright, let's go talk to him.
Whoa, you scared the daylights out of me. Don't sneak up on a fellow like that.
I'll do what I want. I am
Say,
the law.
You wouldn't happen to be the inspector investigating Halcyon Helen's murder. You look like you might fit the bill.
What gave it away? The dapper outfit? This is a Celeste Jolicoeur original. Pretty observant.
Hey, I got it right. You must be a real top runner to be in charge of a case like this. Oh, wait. That's why you're talking to me. I'll help however I can.
Tell me what you know about Halcyon Helen and her murder.
Oh, I hate to say it, but I never met Helen. Not even in passing. I've seen a couple serials, but otherwise, I don't know anything about her. But I do know a thing or two about traps. This here's my Terror Ray Grounder, and once it works, it'll zap those wing sprats out of the sky.
Interesting contraption. You said it's not working.
Not yet. I'm missing a few parts before I can power it up. Actually, you seem capable, and I need some help getting those parts I'm missing. I can make it worth your while.
This fella sounds way too happy at the thought of killing terror rays. You think we should trust him?
I promise, it's perfectly humane. Their skin will be fried off their bones before they can feel a thing.
What parts do you need?
I've got an incomplete list here, but I'm a tad on the scatterbrain side. You mind taking a look at my terminal to certify I ain't forgetting anything?
I've already got some of the items you want.
Thanks. I'll start working these things into my machine. Come back when you found the rest, and we can get to Terror Ray burning.
Where's your terminal?
You're back, and
I'm working on it. Oh, thankfully all that stuff is just lying around here. So we can do this right quick. Oh no, some stuff is outside. Spork and forks. Interesting.
Greeting protocols initiating. Greeting protocols cancelled. Phaeton cannot extend pre-programmed pleasantries at this time.
Oh.
Error. Phaeton requires an attitude adjustment.
Engineering 65, you mean your gyroscopic axis is misaligned?
Affirmative.
If Phaeton's internal gyroscope's off-center, it's gonna spell trouble for the whole complex.
Affirmative.
That's very, very bad. How have we not crashed?
Gyroscopic misalignment creates an increasing likelihood of a critical flight path error. Possible outcomes include steering the Eridanos atmospheric complex into a storm, resulting in the destruction of the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Steering the Eridanos atmospheric complex into a lower altitude, resulting in the extreme compression of the Eridanos atmospheric complex.
What's the likelihood of any of this happening? Are we all about to die?
Response. Entropy is the eventual end state of all matter in the universe. Error. Phaeton is unable to determine the likelihood of imminent catastrophe without gyroscopic realignment. Clarification of clarification. Phaeton must be realigned with the ship's internal gyroscope in order to calculate a flight path with an acceptably low margin of error.
Attitude means the orientation of a spacecraft relative to the horizon. In other words, the complex has to maintain a constant attitude and heading, or we could all, well, crash.
Assessment confirmed.
They're saying attitude instead of altitude. I get the point. How do I fix it?
To achieve attitude adjustment, acquire the gyroscopic alignment key, or GAC, and convey it to the gyroscope management terminal in engineering. Utilize the GAC to interface with the gyroscope management terminal and execute the gyroscopic axial realignment procedure. This will achieve an attitude adjustment.
Wait, you're telling me all I have to do is get a key and press a button on a terminal?
Affirmative.
But that's so simple.
Rizos thanks you in advance for your assistance. Please note that Rizos does not pay for uncontracted labor, but a member of HR will issue a favorable remark on your permanent record. Access to engineering levels granted.
Messages. Read Terror Trap. Reread Terror Trap. Find the automech scrap. Alright, let me do that. We'll do this real quick, and then we'll do the Phaeton. At least we'll do all the Phaeton stuff. Which works out nicely, because I was headed to the spaceport after this. I was trying to be cool and like jump off. But that didn't really work out. Alright, Thalbert, I have all your parts.
You're back! Any luck finding what we need for the Terra Ray grounder? Excellent! I should finally be able to get this thing working. Here, take this. It's the least I can do for all your help against those leathery abominations. Oh wait, there's one more thing. You don't happen to have a pinwheel, do you?
What do you need a pinwheel for?
It'll help generate electricity as we move through the atmosphere. Plus, all Rizzo's products are supposed to have an element of whimsy.
I can look for one.
Great. I'll give you a nice bonus if you bring one back to me.
He needs a pinwheel. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's see. Hopefully there's one nearby. If there's one nearby, I'll grab it. But if it's like hella far away, I will get it later.
Okay, we'll spend 20 minutes.
Oh, where the hell is it? Engineer camp discovered. Ooh, Inferno Scythe gold. Give it to Allie. I don't have to worry about health because I'll be good to go as soon as I kill something.
You're back! Any luck finding what we need for the Terra Ray grounder?
Here's your pinwheel.
It sure is. I'll finally be able to give those winged monstrosities what for. Here's your pay for helping me put the finishing touches on this thing.
Sure would hate to see something happen to your lovely machine.
Me too. And if a few other bits keeps it safe, they're yours. Thanks again for your help, Inspector.
Anytime. It's what I do. Phaeton's monster. Let me sell all the extra stuff that I don't need. We don't need these pro sticks because we have elite troop armor. Elite troop armor gold. I guess I'll keep it, and the armored tossball uniform. I don't need the Hephaestus outfit. We don't need Mr. Zap. We don't really need the Magnums either. I like that one. Put the us in gelatinous. Oh, there's a big canid down here. People got fucking wrecked down here.
That's the last of them.
Effusive host. Oh no. Gyroscopic alignment key. I can already tell we're gonna have a bad time down here. Yeah, I guess I don't have the unlock breaker room. View recent acquisitions. I know this armor is heavy. How much? Hunting rifle hyper. Trying to retrace my steps here. Alright, I came in from here. I guess this stuff is on that item is only really relevant for stuff about the case, not like the free exploration. another mag 2 zap, which I don't really need.
Easy.
Mabel Thompson, what are you doing here? Alright, let me talk to Mabel Thompson before I do anything else. I'm hoping she's got some insight into this situation. One would hope.
Investigating. Nearby project.
I was trying to find their terminals so we could shut them down. Robophobia. Automechanicals now give you the willies, and when they're nearby, you're not as effective as you should be. No, I don't like that one, because I think that's gonna, like, fuck me up in general, and not specifically when there's just automechanical enemies.
They can't keep us out. I won't tell.
Should have probably talked to Mabel instead of just rushing in here half-cocked. It's a big place. Okay, yeah, that was basically the next place I was going to go into. Makes sense. Chao, maestro, que vaya bien. Starting my boost collection again. Alright, let me go back. I really should have talked to Mabel. In case she had like a mission for me up here or something. Hello, Mabel.
Hey, I don't know who you think you are, but I'm the captain of this vessel. She's taking a break in here while someone else does the work. I've run with that type. And as the captain, I specifically recall locking this door. And I do not recall giving anyone permission to unlock it.
Don't tell me you've forgotten already.
I haven't forgotten. That was a test, and you passed marvelously. Excellent job, you. But now that you've found me, I suppose you can help me take care of this mess once and for all.
You've got that backwards, but let's hear this.
Meet me above the gyroscope. I think I know a way to take care of these monsters once and for all.
What do you have in mind?
I can't say. Prior operational experience has disinclined me from sharing my plans too early, lest a subordinate criticize them. But I assure you, my idea is brilliant. Once we're there, I can deal with the Canids and realign Phaeton, thus saving the day.
Any suggestions for reaching the gyroscope?
You could take the ramp up from here. It might help you avoid some of the automechanicals. See you at the gyroscope.
Alright. This random ass lady better not get credit for my... Oh wow, the Brontide. Two-handed melee. Looks like the Brontide is better, Ellie. You know, you'd expect to be Ellie to be the more aggressive of the two, but Parvati really likes getting in there. And here's the other one we offed. Mega Canid hosts. Mabel's plan seems kind of moot considering I already dealt with all the canids, but okay. Whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, Mabel, you're heckin' useless. But I could. And perhaps I should. Alright, let's go.
I can't believe Miss Helen's gone. Feels like it's going against the laws of nature somehow. I used to watch Helen's serials. She'd fall into mortal peril every couple episodes, but she always lived in the end.
I'm glad I could take you to see Eridanos. How does it feel?
Breathtaking. Have you looked over the edge of the complex yet? Just watch the clouds turning? It's like an ocean without end.
It really is something.
Eridanos and Olympus are the two biggest planets in Halcyon. King and queen of the sky. Looking out to the horizon, I get this feeling that we're in the company of royalty. Eridanos is 100 times the mass of Terra 2, 800 times the volume, 10 times the diameter. We're flying through the tiniest layer of habitable atmosphere. Sometimes I can't believe how small my world used to be. My horizons were about as wide as the walls of Edgewater.
And now look at you on top of the world.
Yeah. We've come a long way.
That we have.
Yeah? I mean, what do you need? Captain, ma'am, lady.
What are your thoughts on Gorgon?
You want to ask about anything in particular, Captain?
Ellie.
Does being on the case give us temporary immunity? Think they'll let us confiscate a few stray bits? Something on your mind?
What do you think you're doing?
I was just leaving.
Do what you want, I guess. By the law, those canids are done for. We did it.
Oh no, I lost Rizzo's reputation. We did not do anything. You watched while I did the work.
Yes, well, that's a supervisor's job. Anyway, I was thinking, you should do the honors. Realign Phaeton, since you've been such great help in all of this.
Lady Rizzo should be making me captain at this point. Speaking of which, what is my rep? Where's Rizzo's? I don't like that Anti-Cleo is not at 100%. What did I do there? Rizzo's. Okay, so my Rizzo's rep is dependent on how shit goes here. Okay. The board is bitter, though. Fuck 'em. Execute gyroscopic axial realignment procedure. Return to Phaeton. Do I have to go through this whole thing, through like this whole complex again, or? No, I'm a fool. There was a sealed door. I bet that now it's like I can leave through it.
Nicely done. Someone
I should just take her out. I could do it. Nobody would know. Okay, Plasma Launcher 2.0. I'm getting a lot of Mag 2 powers for something that I don't really use. I mean, I'll keep them.
Greeting protocols suspended. Checking for gyroscopic alignment. Gyroscopic alignment confirmed. Rizos thanks you for your assistance.
Alright, you're welcome. Alright. Track down the Prophet of Profitability, the Prince of Tossball. We're going to the spaceport. Where are the vending machines here?
Is that
I don't like this. There should be a Rizzo's vending machine there. Gotta get access to the spaceport. Which I think is that one over there. Actually, I might have it already unlocked. Engineer camp, unreliable interior. Actually, yeah, let me go drop stuff off in the unreliable. Because we are carrying a whole lot of weight.
So then I says, fine, I'll pay you back for all of it.
We already heard that convo. Okay, let me dump these weapons that are no longer in use. The mascot head, the tossball uniforms. I may already have an Oxidian. Okay, no. So far, so good.
You must have had them quaking in their heels.
I mean, I wasn't really gonna do it. I just wanted to make him feel bad.
Pay you back with interest. Yeah, remember that one.
It's probably my room at the top. Hell yeah. Is this open to me finally? Anybody watching? I guess it's just a regular rest stop. View lockdown alert. View logs. Vargas. Stillwell. O'Connell. Open safe. Ooh, there's a gold pulse hammer. Hope no one's gonna miss all this shit too much. Should not have left it lying around.
Nice.
All right, to the spaceport. Kincannon.
Inspector, you're early. Awfully sorry about this, but I'm afraid I can't let you into the spaceport at the moment. We're shipping out some contraband goods, and I can't risk an inspector as an eyewitness. You'll have to come back later.
But now I know Slug is shipping contraband goods. I have clearance to investigate the entire Eridanos atmospheric complex. Open up.
Oh, I have no intention of keeping you from your work. I only ask you wait to investigate the spaceport until these crates of banned films are loaded and out of sight.
Exactly how long is this going to take?
You might inspect Purpleberry Orchards while Slug finishes up. We should have the spaceport ready for you by the time you're done.
Alright. I get what they're doing. I don't super like the way they're going about it. Alright, let's go see the orchards.
Ugh. It smells worse than rancid salt tuna. Oh, I think it's coming from the pool.
Oh, never mind. Pool Plaza's still closed. Oh, you're that inspector. Right. Sorry, but the pool's currently closed on account of it stinking worse than my boss. What can I do for you?
Why does the pool look all green?
Space me if I knew. I got here from my shift this morning and found it this way. They can't yell at me for this one, which is good, because a lot of folks seem upset by it.
This morning? So it happened just before the Spectrum Brown launch.
Gee, you're pretty sharp. Yeah, the reception party would have extended out here, but we had to close it off. What with the contamination. And now the reception ain't happening anyway. Can't do much now but wait for the stench to wear off. We found the individual hired to clean face down in a puddle of his own spit in the orchards. Guess he won't be helping.
Something, but this sounds off kilter. I'd like to take a look.
Alright. You may want to visit the sun parlor. That's where that Rizzo's fool mixed the chemicals he used. Oh, and you could talk to Lily, my boss. She probably has some great advice. I saw her walk toward the bridge to the Purpleberry Orchards earlier. Reckon she's still there. Now, anything else I can do for you?
Good questions about the
So long
pool.
as you don't want to go in, I can answer anything you like.
Pretty heavily armed for a pool guard, aren't you?
Yeah, it's part of the job. I think I'm listed as a security consultant. But all that really means is that if I'm caught without this thing, I get put on pool guard duty. I don't know what happens if I'm caught without it on pool guard duty, but I know that I don't want to find out.
You said that Rizzo's hired someone to do the cleaning.
Yep, still dead. Usually Rizzo's is pretty good at making sure the people they hire ain't got tripicale for brains. But that fella clearly wasn't worth trusting. I met him briefly once. Seemed level-headed enough, but that must have been just a front. Otherwise, he wouldn't have made such a mess of things. Sounds good to me.
That's all I need for now. I'll be on my way. The pool where horror dwelt.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis reveals the chemical signature of this compound is 80% semblant of fertilizer used in the purpleberry orchards. The other 20% is semblant of pool water.
Irian was here. Wait, Captain Irian? Oh, that goober.
Rizzo Spectrum Vodka. Aftertaste the rainbow.
Clever. Gardener. I don't think this gardening droid is gonna narc on me. I don't like that there's like this hole in the fence, so did someone fall? Or is it just a poorly maintained fence?
Sampling of the barcode reveals it is host not only to alcohol, but a variety of other substances as well. Among the selection are adrenatime, pep pills, dervish mist, and many other narcotics with unrecognized chemical signatures.
Taking any two of these at once could shut down most of a person's organs.
Chemical analysis confirms user comment. This news is unlikely to factor into the murder, however, due to frequency of Byzantine narcotic misuse.
Something tells me they will miss a few extra bottles here and there.
Moralizing. It's not theft, it's object repositioning.
Completely agreed. I guess rich folk know how to party.
System error. By know how to party, did you mean die?
Yes, in fact, I did mean die. I guess I'm glad the Raptidons went after us as tenaciously as they did. Otherwise, people would have gotten wrecked. Okay. So, I mean, we're fine. I guess let me throw more science in there. Wow, we're gonna get a lot of perks. Yeah, sure, we'll do high maintenance.
Great work.
Apparently the prophet of profitability, who had beef with Halcyon Helen, is over there in the reserve. Did I assault rifle too? Alright, I can't go that way. We don't need Magnum. Because we can just give everything plasma damage. We don't need Mag to zap. We don't need Mr. Ouch. We don't need Mr. Acid. We can always use the improved Thug kit, however. Wait. Okay, nope. Nothing in there for my keen detective eyes. Let me check the outside.
This is how top rungers like to enjoy nature. From far away and with a stiff drink. I get it.
Mix the chemicals by cycling each vat. Oh god. One, two, three, four, five. Any artistic freelancer that reads this should meet me on the hotel balcony. I have a business opportunity. Red, green, yellow, blue, orange. Does one need to be oxalatar? Pool cleaner. Blue water coloring plus chlorosol. So red, blue, hydrogen deformer, orange. Orange is what number? One, three, two. One, five, four. You have lost unknown compound. You have gained pool cleaner. We can talk to our mystery note person. Donovan. It's always the Donovans.
I saw you meander on out of the pool and into the greenhouse. Now you're here. Does that mean what I think it means?
I read your notes. Suffice to say I'm interested.
Good. If you're interested in burying the pool, I'm interested in paying you.
Why go after the hotel pool? Not exactly the most high-profile target.
Maybe not. Maybe I just want Rizzo's working relationship with Slug to implode for the benefit of Spacer's Choice. But you're right. It ain't high profile. And it ain't gotta be. Any damage to Rizzo's is cause for celebration. You ain't gotta concern yourself with my spite. Consider me an average Byzantine, and I'll consider you an average contractor. Shame. Well, I hope you'll soon see Rizzo's for what they are, and help me bring them low.
I have enough Spacer's Choice rep. I'm trying to build up the Rizzo's one, and, like, there's no point in me doing that. Also, what if I want to use the pool?
Oh, thanks a million, Inspector. The smell cleared right up. Well, in a couple hours, the guests might even be back. Then I actually gotta start doing my job. Of course, we're not gonna get a follow-up shipment for the water anytime soon, so they'll have to content themselves on the deck. I got a little something for making my job that much less miserable. It's the key to our storeroom. If my boss asks, you never met me.
A key? I think we both know my work was worth a little more than a key.
I guess I can spare a few bits. And, here, this pack of smokes. Sorry, they don't really load me up with the goods. I gotta get back to it if you don't mind, Inspector.
Prince of Tossball, momentary taste of purple berry.
Wonder who gets it if you hit it over the edge. Maybe you haven't heard, but we're in the middle of a lockdown. No one's supposed to be coming or going. And when I can't get a hold of anyone in the orchards, I can't make sure of that, can I?
No, Miss Burgess. Sorry, I'll work on getting a hold of someone.
Great, you do that. I'll be waiting right here.
Hey, good job, Lily, for keeping him busy. Hello.
Swear to the architect, Matthias, if you've lost your rifle's ionization coil again. Oh, wait, you ain't part of my crew. What do you want?
Are you okay? You sound a little tightly wound.
Tightly wound? Tightly wound? Damn right, I'm fine. I'm going to my calm place, where there's peace and quiet, and none of my sprat fucking subordinates can bother me. On behalf of Slug, I'd like to apologize for that outburst, as well as all of my future outbursts. Yes, I'm a little wound up. You would be too. Between the landing pad, lockdowns, gate closures, and constant questions from angry guests, I've got a lot on my plate. And if that don't beat all, one of my crew is AWOL.
A missing person? I'm actually an inspector. Could look into that for you.
If you're serious, I'd appreciate the help. He's been missing a few days, and we're low on staff as it is.
A few days? Why'd you wait until now to search for him?
It's not exactly uncommon for slug agents to go on the odd bender. They'll pick a place they think I don't know about and hunker down. Usually I don't bother with the discipline and paperwork. Gotta pick your battles. Thing is, they usually resurface within 24 hours, or at least yell for medical help. This guy, not a peep.
I'll look into it. What do I need to know?
The missing crew member's Evan O'Connell. He's one of about 2 slug agents I can trust with more complex tasks than stand here and look tough. Friendly type. Well-behaved, followed orders. Anyone else, I'd think they got drunk and fell asleep in a ditch somewhere, but O'Connell's not really the type. He was last stationed at the Wilderness checkpoint. I'd search there first.
I'll look into it. Strange disappearance of a watchman. Oh, the Wilderness checkpoint. Portal to Wilderness, Pilot House. Yeah, you know what? I will get to him later on. I'm gonna do the Purpleberry stuff now. I'll get to him when I go look for the prophet over in the wilderness circuit. Oh, there's something over there. Hello.
That was quick.
Oh. There's marauders here. Oh, I'm good, dear. Don't worry about me. I appreciate you asking, though.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Yeah, we'll look into that in a second. Hold on, we're looting first. Ah, that must be the discrepancy. Well, there's actually a bunch here, so...
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Yep.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Ooh, Adrena time.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
I'm really getting used to those beep beep beeps. Maintenance logs. Messages.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Light machine gun Mark III. Ellie. Here you go, dear. And I can pass down.
Hey, Crew C. It's Amelia. Evan must have gotten into the Spectrum in these crates. Listen to this. Come out! Come out to play! Wow, he's having a grand old time. I'm gonna take him to A2 under the hotel so he can sleep it off. I'll meet you back at the orchard straight after. See you soon. Evan, come on, you slackwit.
Oh no, it sounds like Evan there was infected and then he infected Amelia. Oh, so then, yeah.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. The garb on this security guard identifies him as a member of the Rizzo's Corporation. His rank would have been that of Jawbreaker or higher.
Why is Jawbreaker rank?
Has experienced premature expiration. Evidence strongly suggests a conflict with marauders.
Search his pockets. Pay your respects.
At least he gave his life for a worthy cause.
Yes. All in the name of Purpleberry Crunch.
Timeline this card also expired prematurely following a violent encounter with marauders.
Pay your respects. Absent chat and all that.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Where? Shit on the roof?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This card also expired prematurely, following a violent encounter with marauders.
I mean, I guess the question is, how did these marauders get here in the first place? One wonders.
Did you know a third of Halcyonites are allergic to trees? Most spend their whole lives in
Maybe I could hold up my end if your people weren't sabotaging my operations.
Sorry, can't talk. We're busy having a very tedious conversation.
Oh, continue having it then. Hello, DeWitt.
And if sabotaging the orchards weren't enough, you had to make it personal. You really had to bust my instant coffee maker too? The nerve.
Hold that asinine thought. Who was this armed stranger just wandered into your office? Back up for a fight you can't finish?
What the hell are you talking about? I don't know this lass. I think it's mightily more likely that she's under your payroll. You'd have burned down what you haven't already.
I'm here to investigate a murder. Things do have a tendency to break around me, but I don't know about sabotage. I'm not under anyone's payroll, which is not to say I can't be.
I see. Just a visitor then. Congratulations, Hathaway. Not everyone's abandoned your orchards.
Well, shame that you're trying to change that. Anyway, sorry for the heated reception, stranger. There's just been some trouble here of late. Name's Overseeing Orchardist Hathaway, and I'm in charge of these orchards. Though it seems like certain groups, which will remain unnamed, are trying to change that. Looks like I'm stuck playing the part of customer service rep. Guess it's different from the usual, at least. Something I can do for you?
More like, what can I do for you? Who are you?
I'm the Overseeing Orchardist of the Purpleberry Orchards. My job is to make sure we hit our production quotas.
Sounds like the kind of job where you're mostly supervising.
You better believe it is. Unfortunately, I also have to fight a constant battle with unproductivity. We sure as hell ain't winning that right now. We're way behind, and with Rizzo Spectrum Brown set to unveil soon, we can't afford to be this way for long. Hell, it'd look grim for my job even if Slug weren't trying to knock me off my perch.
I get the feeling you don't enjoy your job very much.
Where'd you get that idea? Don't I look happy? Being here is an unemployment sentence. I can't blame anyone else for any screw-ups because I'm in charge. And there's loads of direct scrutiny from the administrator. Those void-damned lab coats in R&D knew that. It was why they sent me here. I think they knew the orchards were gonna start having problems too. Bastards.
So what is it you do as the Overseeing Orchardist?
Supervise, make sure produce gets where it needs to go, cry every couple days. I report directly to Administrator Ludovico, which is more than a little stressful.
Back to my other questions.
Then.
You seem like the man to ask about the orchards.
Whether or not I like it, yes, that's right.
I overheard you complaining about quotas.
Yeah. Quotas are higher than ever because of the upcoming release of Spectrum Brown, but we haven't been hitting them. Frankly, it's ridiculous. Our workers are all about 30% more productive than usual. They keep getting injured, which is setting us behind. I blame the treatment Rizzo's keeps making them get.
Rizzo's is making its workers get some kind of treatment.
Look, they don't tell me the specifics. All I know is that the workers leave their typical morose selves and come back more chipper than an automechanical woodcarver. Look at Jacob, our groundskeeper, if you ain't met him. If he were any less personable before, I'd have had him replaced with a trained canid. Now he's all smiles.
What sort of accidents have been happening?
It's like the workers all forgot their 10-minute workplace safety seminars. And that's twice as long as the next leading brand. Our people should be safety experts. And yet, I've seen folks step on open electrical wires, drop pallets on each other. One damn fool even blundered into a wasp-keto hive.
Wasp-ketos are terrible. I hope I never see them.
You look fairly pleased. Okay, then.
I feel like I should dig deeper into that. Have you seen Halcyon Helen at all prior to her death?
Yeah, I saw her. Tried to flag her down for an autograph, but to no avail. Ran right by me. No idea where she was heading. Seemed like she had a lot on her mind.
I overheard you mention sabotage.
Yeah. Just another woe to add to the pile. In the past, the Orchard subcontracted security work from Slug. You know, keep the malcontents on staff from causing too much trouble. But between the Spectrum Brown unveiling demanding all of our resources and the recent uptick in worker accidents, we just ain't got the budget for security. And, of course, Slug has decided that instead of being reasonable, they're just gonna sabotage our operations until we start paying them again.
Look at the poor Rizzo's manager, lying about Sublight to make himself feel better. Shame he skipped where Rizzo's was short on our payments months before the new unveiling.
Look, at the end of the day, it's obvious that Slug is sabotaging us. I ain't paying until they come clean.
I could figure out what's really going on. Wait, what sort of sabotage has there been?
Oh, you know, nothing particularly troublesome. Just rogue exterminator mechanicals, opening fire on anything that twitches within 300 yards of them. We've also got a large group of new saplings, all dead from some kind of toxic substance. Poison, I'd guess. And who could forget the tower processing console, which probably just shorted out and stopped working on its own, even though it's outfitted with 3 separate backup systems?
There are a suite of explanations for what could have happened, most pointing to Rizzo's worker incompetence. My people didn't sabotage anything.
You mentioned an increase in worker accidents.
Yeah, it was what I mentioned earlier. I swear, if I didn't know better, I'd think our workers were getting hurt on purpose.
I could figure out what's really going on.
Thank the law. Some good news. You hear that, lapdog? Truth's coming. Better fess up while you still can outside of an interrogation room.
While I'm sure you'd love to have a scapegoat on whom you can pin your own incompetence, I suspect you'll be disappointed. But what do I know? I suppose it's up to your new hiree.
I'm an inspector, not just a hiree, sir.
I'm sorry you had to come in on such a brusque conversation. Not everyone appreciates the work Slug does on Eridanos.
Especially not folk that Slug is trying to extort.
Alright, it seems I need to say it yet again. We're not stomping upon your purple berries or knocking your workers off the planetoid. All we want is for you to pay your dues.
And I want you to stop setting our exterminator mechanicals loose and breaking our machinery.
This is how the conversation has gone for the last hour and a half. As you can see, it hasn't been terribly productive.
You see any sign of Halcyon Helen recently?
Nope. Sorry, but this is the first I've visited this area in over a month. Shame about Helen. Liked her movies.
Oh, me too. We didn't get many episodes of Terror on Monarch back in the Vale, but I thought she was great in Dissidents from the Doomed Planet.
Celebs as big as Helen always seem to elicit strong binary opinions in people. But that's neither here nor there. What can Slug do for you?
Pick a better acronym to start with. I'd like to ask a little more about you.
You're welcome to. I don't have any secrets.
Ooh, that's a bold claim. Do you do anything other than make sure Slug's business partners pay on time?
Certainly. When I'm not out on a job, they usually stick me in the Slug mess hall. I may be a service collector, but that doesn't mean I can't make a damn fine trip of kale pie.
What seems to be your problem with the overseeing orchidist?
Well, he's being difficult, as you've no doubt seen. All I'm here to do is enforce an agreed-upon business relationship. But our friend here is disinclined to settle.
Don't tell me to settle. Why don't you settle?
Yes, I'll be sure to do that. I know what you must be thinking, but no, I'm not here to atomize his kneecaps. I just want Slug to get what we're owed.
Any truth to his accusations of sabotage?
If I hear that question one more time, I swear. Look, we just want to get paid. Hampering our clients' productivity is not a good way to get paid. In fact, it's bad business.
That's solid reasoning. Is this an official arrangement with Rizzo's?
Much as we love giving the bureaucrats 29% of our profits, technically not. Official contracts have some rather obscene fees and documentation. Instead, our company's opted for a non-official manager's agreement. I'm just here to make certain our friend over there pays on time.
Are you sure? You sound a bit like an extortionist.
Do I? Didn't realize that expecting my company to be paid for its work was extortion. You should try telling that to the board. Regardless, Slug's Protection Service has ensured that Rizzo's has had zero problems with its shipments at the docks. And all for a reasonable price. We haven't been hostile when their payments came up short either. In fact, Rizzo's is more of a danger to the orchards than us, considering all the workplace injuries.
Maybe I could pay what he owes?
You're weird. Generous, but weird. The sentiment is nice, but Rizzo's doesn't just pay money. They're also literally our meal tickets. Unless you also happen to own an orchard, I don't think you can clear this guy.
That I do not. Not yet. Let's talk about something else.
I think we've spoken enough about that imbecile.
That imbecile who's sitting 3 feet from you. I respect that. Alright. Let me go do my detective work. Sydney.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's Rizzo's! Welcome to the Purpleberry Nut Hut, you wonderful, wonderful customer!
Oh, ew, what the hell is that sticking out of your neck?
Existence value. I can't tell if she's happy or in serious pain.
Both.
I sure am! Good lamps you got on you to take notice.
What in law's name is on your neck?
Oh, that? I call it my little passenger. I don't know why. The name just appeared in my head when this thing showed up on my neck.
That's disgusting. Don't move. I'll try and cut it off you.
Don't you dare! Or I'll cut something off you!
You want to go, Sydney? We can
Gosh,
throw that
I'm
right now.
sorry. I don't know where that came from. I just felt this urge to protect my little passenger, even if it means hurting you.
That's not normal behavior. How long have you been like that?
Couple of days. Ever since it showed up, I've been feeling happier and happier. I really can't imagine life without my little passenger.
So where did you find this little passenger?
I don't know. It just appeared one day. I guess I just picked it up while working in the orchards. Sometimes I wonder how it showed up, and I start to worry. But worrying feels bad, and I hate feeling bad. So I don't worry about it.
That's great. Can we change the
Now
topic?
I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Halcyon Helen was in the orchards before she died. Have you seen her?
No, I'm sorry. The only celebrity who shopped recently is Black Hole Birdie. Quite the affable man, as it so happens. And the stories are wrong. He could probably lift 2 benches of tossball players at once, not just one. Laws, not just affable, but virile, too. Ooh, wait a minute. Now that his beau's dead, that means Birdie's single. Maybe I'll strike up a little more than conversation the next time he comes by.
Seems a little soon.
Oh, it's never too soon for happiness. Why wait when I could act now?
I am perturbed. Anything you can tell me about the orchards?
I'm so glad you asked. The orchards are my 3rd favorite subject, with my first being Rizzo's refreshing drinks and my second being Rizzo's toothsome confectionaries. Our orchards are the source of 63% of Rizzo's total produce, which correlates to 112% of fresh goods throughout all of Halcyon. Give or take a few percent, of course. If you want to know more about each part of the orchards, might I recommend one of our fantastic tours? One of our options is even audio guided as a special bonus feature.
I might be interested in hearing more about your tours.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Our tours are my 4th favorite subject. Every part of the orchards is so rich with Rizzo's lore. Buy a tour ticket and anoint yourself with knowledge.
I think I'll do that, Sydney. What are my options?
We have 3 tour options. Premium, Premium Plus, and the Golden Ticket. Each option is wonderful in its own special way. Premium includes a 10-minute pass to the Sprat Petting Zoo. Premium Plus comes with the novelty Purpleberry and Amber, and the Golden Ticket is audio-guided in addition to being self-guided. Which kind would you like?
Hit me with that golden ticket, Willy Wonka.
You're in luck. We have one left. Normally they're 100 bits, but seeing how I'm sold out of everything else, I can give it to you for just 90. How does that sound?
I'll take it.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Show me what you have for sale. You absolutely terrifying person.
Our alcohol stocks are larger than ever. And a good thing, too, because I just can't seem to stop myself from getting into them. Our products are just that good.
I better not catch you, like, following me. You and your weird neck parasite.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh, there's augmented toughening now. What is the augmented toughening?
These footprints match the shoes previously analyzed in the Grand Ballroom. There is a 110% chance with a 10% margin of error that they were left by Ruth Bellamy, the actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Examine the footprint depth and spacing. The spacing between each footstep is short and the imprint in the dirt deep, as if determined. It would appear that Helen was in a hurry. The tracks hesitate, partially turning in one spot as if Helen paused to look behind her. She may have feared she was being followed.
You find anything?
Helen was in a hurry and she thought she was being followed.
You can tell all that? Still, I wonder what she was doing out here.
Don't doubt my prowess as a detective. Alright, I think we're gonna do like a clockwise sweep of the area. Oh, there's beasties over there. Standard troop armor platinum. Oh. Yeah, I mean, even if I took my tech stuff on, it,
Oh yeah, that's funny.
help, I'm scared. Oh, they're just fucking hopped up on Rizzo's. And, of course, also Alien Parasite.
Ooh, what'd you find?
going around the outskirts first. Not really sure what they're holding in this purple cage.
At least we know all the mosquitoes are out there. I think.
Oh no, not the wasp. Mosquitoes.
Behold Rizzo's all-natural orchards, trademark. Unlike our competitors, who think they can do better than nature, we let nature take its course, only better. Instead of the lowly honeybee, at Rizzo's we have crossbred wasps and mosquitoes to create the all-natural wasquito, copyright. With their elongated proboscises and stingers, these hardy insects are capable of both pollinating our lovely fragrant fruit flowers, while at the same time defending them from any and all pests that might harm them in any way. It's an all-natural solution to an all-natural problem, and it's all Rizzo's.
Wasp mosquitoes sound awful.
Do not pick any fruit in the orchards. Should you encounter a swarm of mosquitoes on your trip through the orchards, please refrain from defending yourself. Mosquitoes are expensive to breed and maintain, and any damage to the swarms will be billed directly to you, or to your next of kin as appropriate. If you are caught outside during a pollinization cycle, Rizzo's recommends entering the fetal position and or feigning death. Speaking of death, Rizzo's also recommends avoiding the electric containment field surrounding the hive. Mosquitoes are averse to the charge and will not come near the field, but most humans cannot sense changes in air current. Rizzo's assumes no responsibility for any visitor electrocutions.
Flamethrower really seemed like the best option here. Alright, let's shut down the Terminator droids.
Everyone all right?
You know, by themselves, they are not scary, but once they are bunched up, all shooting at you at once, they are unnerving. Unnerving is the word. Pithecophobia. After repeatedly getting beat up by primals, you no longer function well when they attack you or your companions. Nah.
Line discrepancy detected nearby.
Let me loot these fellas.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Settle down, I'll check that in a second.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Elite Troop Armor, Platinum.
Hay moscos, como allá.
Yes.
Bits of wicker detected, embedded within the chunks of dark matter. Wicker is not a known ingredient of the dark matter product.
Examine the end of the stick. It looks like somebody used this tossball stick to completely obliterate a picnic basket. Maybe it's some kind of upper-class mating ritual.
The only members of a tossball team strong enough to crack a stick in two are the dedicated hackers, like Black Hole Birdie. Whatever Ms. Ruth Bellamy must have relayed to the tossball hacker during their picnic together instigated a furious increase in his usual strength threshold by 52%.
Something went wrong here. I really hope it wasn't the food.
I love the janitor just carrying on.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis. This discarded canister is typical of the R-mounted storage tanks on the orchard's agricultural mechanicals. However, it is not currently attached to a mechanical. This canister contains a high amount of vinegar in addition to water. Warning. Use of vinegar, a known herbicide, on purpleberry saplings is a violation of Rizzo's agricultural standards.
Initiate a deeper chemical analysis.
Chemical makeup of substance. 50% water, 50% vinegar. Trace amounts of woolly cow feces also detected.
The feces in this canister was likely used as a liquid fertilizer for these saplings. By the readout, it seems the fertilizer has been here approximately as long as the vinegar. Where are these canisters usually kept?
These canisters can typically be found in the nursery storage building in the purpleberry orchards, except for this one, which can be found here.
There are a lot of clues in this one space.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Alright, that's leading to the picnic.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Oh, I think we were supposed to find the footprints first and just keep following them.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Access user logs. Question to Rizzo's intern. Anna Summers. Produce productivity report. Personal files. Open archived entries. A new life. Sandra Cullen seems to have some issues. Personnel files. Open last entry.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
mean, for better or worse, these folks are all carrying some, like, top-tier equipment. I need to find me a vending machine. Alright, you're sane. Groundskeeper shack. The Dissonant Queen, Chapter 1. I mean, if he's not here... I was told to be on the lookout for Groundskeeper Jacob.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as... Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen. Timeline discrepancy. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
This mystery turned out to be a lot bigger than I thought. Potting shed.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Ooh, hello. That's a lot of Adrena time. A lot of mock apples.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Let me go down there and then the potting shelter. Alright, this is where I came in. Worker Break Shack. Hopefully there's a vending machine here. Because I can feel myself running low on space. What are we chasing right now? Momentary taste of purple berry. Inspect the fried console.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Let me clear these folks out first.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Such lovely weather calls for a harvest, Well, sweet hello there, valued visitor. I am sure sorry to break it to you, but our orchards are closed to all officially guided tours at this precise moment in time.
Oh, my dear Law. Sir, I don't mean to be rude, but do you know what's going on with your face?
Why, thank you! Rizzo's encourages all workers to put on a happy face when engaging with valued customers. Rizzo's does beseech you to please purchase one of our self-guided options if you're wishing to join one of our rejuvenative, relaxing, reformatory tours. Now with a Puzzle Hedges trademark maze hunt and special edition taste testing for an extra 35 bits a ticket.
Do you know if Halcyon Helen came through here?
Ah, you mean that lovely actor who got herself dead? Damn shame what happened to her.
Oh, I see you have a
She did
neck
come by,
passenger as
but
well.
not during any official tour time. I thought she'd hired a private tour at first, but it was Dr. Blossom who was showing her the way to the RR and DD labs. Can't imagine why she'd need to meet with our head researcher on the Spectrum product line outside of her lab hours. Unless, of course, it had to do with the new product unveiling.
Helen was the spokeswoman for Spectrum Brown's ad campaign.
That's right. She was. She sure made for some lovely adverts. Maybe it might have involved an issue with the launch batch then? I can't rightly say. All I know is one of our certified tour guides could have given her a much more comprehensive tour of the grounds were that her interest.
See any murder weapons lying around? Bottle of poison, a smoking laser pistol, bloody blunt force object?
Can't say that I have. We use bad batches of liquor for our pesticides. Only the exterminator mechanicals are armed around here. And I haven't seen any bloody objects aside from the usual pair of gardening shears. Unless, that is, Miss Helen was also stung to death by pollinization wasquitos? She wasn't, was she? That would be a mighty wretched way to go.
Deadly pollinization wasquitos.
Pollinization by killer wasquitos, indeedy. It's cutting-edge Rizzo's technology. But don't you worry, valued visitor. Our pollinization cycles only run when the orchards are empty, for safety reasons. When a pollinization cycle finishes or is aborted, all wasquitos are biologically programmed to return to the hive, their holding pen. Of course, the very last thing Rizzo's would want is a beloved tourist bumbling into the hive and triggering an unscheduled cycle, so you'd best steer clear of it for safety. You'll know the hive by its big, glimmering electric fencing.
Are you the groundskeeper?
Yes, indeedy. I've got the wondrous honor of having just been promoted to third keeper of the grounds after the last one disappeared on the job. Gosh, I guess about a week ago now. Before my morning clock-in last Sunday, I was but a lowly nanner peeler picker on the line shift. Now I'm responsible for growing every twig and berry on this vast swath of fertile land.
You don't find it suspicious that the last groundskeeper went missing unexpectedly?
Heaven sweet, no. It's not like he was murdered. He simply disappeared without a trace and hasn't been heard from since. And the groundkeeper before that one? Well, she wasn't missing at all. Her body was found near hive control, covered head to toe in thousands of welts. No mystery, and certainly no murder with what happened there. I mean, you can't exactly hold some mosquitoes on trial. Accidents do happen on the job.
Wait, no, we're not glossing over this missing groundskeeper. No one knows what happened to him?
Can't speak for others, but I most assuredly don't. I reckon you could talk to my supervisor, the overseeing orchardist. He would know more. I used to ask questions, but gee, I just don't feel the urge to anymore.
Actually, I already purchased the golden ticket.
Well now, you certainly are an individual of refined taste. There are folks who defend the premium option and its sprat petting zoo, but once you've been bit by one sprat, you've been bit by them all. Of course, tours of any excess level must be suspended during a scheduled pollinization cycle. Our waspitos are quite territorial and have been known to sting both workers and visitors alike.
Enough about the orchards.
Gosh, and goody gumdrops, but I could talk about the orchards till my lips fell off. Instead, let's talk about whatever interests you, because that's what interests me, too.
Charming. Are you okay? You seem excessively happy.
Why, you say that as if it's a bad thing. I am quite overcome with happiness, indeed. You won't find a Rizzo's worker in all of Eridanos who isn't 100% thrilled in their day-to-day existence. It's part of our brand manifesto.
What do you mean?
Happy workers lead to happy customers. Happy customers are repeat customers. And repeat customers make the charts look better on our weekly profit reports. So if nothing else, it's my responsibility at all times to smile, smile, smile.
I'm
and
terrified.
You know what never fails to bring a smile to my face? The breathtaking tours we offer throughout the orchards. Seasonally available for purchase in the Nut Hut.
Got a tour ticket already, but tell me about the orchards.
Decision you most certainly won't have cause to regret.
I'm just exhausting dialogue.
Now, presently, you're standing smack dab in the pride and joy of Rizzo's nearly natural product development sector. We call this fecund landscape the Purple Berry Orchards, since that's our main crop. But we also sow and grow mock apples, nanners, pea-free nuts, tarmac, and more.
Think I've heard enough, thanks.
I do hope this pleasant conversation has made me useful to you. Rizzo's likes it when we're useful to customers, and I like anything Rizzo's likes.
I'm on an investigation.
What kind of investigation? You wouldn't happen to be from the health inspection office, would you?
What if I am? That's right, Inspector Victoria, here to inspect the health and safety of your crops.
Oh, drat. This distresses me, and I do not like feeling cross. I warned the orchardist this could happen when we halted our monthly bribe to Slug. They were always a reliable go-between, regarding inspections before now. So, what might you be looking to find out, Ms. Inspector?
The overseeing orchidist already told me all about Rizzo's relationship with Slug.
Did he now? That sounds about right. He has been mightily outspoken in his disdain for Slug in recent months. The overseeing orchardist had the last groundskeeper deliver a contract termination in the place of our regular payment. Rizzo's decided we don't need their services anymore. See, with our new morale-boosting medical treatments, our employees are much more productive. No need for unsightly intimidation tactics.
What exactly is this medical treatment?
I'm not at liberty to say. Trade secrets and all that. You understand, I'm sure. Of course. I can't stop you from poking around, but do be mindful of our pollinization hive. Waspitos tend towards aggressive at the best of times. There's a reason why we keep him behind an electric fence, you know.
I figured. Alright. Let's see about these broken computers. Nursery storage. Access inventory records. Groundskeeper notes. Overseeing Archivist note. To Jacob Yarborough.
Hey! Oh, wait. I'm supposed to say the slogan. Okay, you can do this, Anna. Here goes. It doesn't matter if you're you or me. We're all part of the Rizzo's family. How was that?
I thought that was a real good effort. Keep at it.
That was completely splendid. You didn't embarrass yourself even in the slightest. I don't think that was a Rizzo slogan or any company slogan for that matter.
Ouch. Well, your candor's appreciated, even if it means I'll have to hit the books even harder tonight. I'm sure you've guessed it, but I'm not the best at remembering slogans. And when I can't remember them, I tend to just make them up. But I guess that's why I'm just an intern and not a full-timer. At least, not yet.
Don't think I've met an intern before.
It's not so different from being a regular worker, just with less pay and less respect.
Oof, that's too true.
It's also more dangerous than traditional employment. You don't have the experience to back up your work yet, but being fired isn't any less threatening. Work-wise, I do a bit of everything. The orchards have been short-staffed as long as I've been working here. So if there's an odd job around, it usually gets passed to me.
How'd you get your position?
Laws. You've got a sixth sense for finding the most embarrassing question, huh? My mother is the Rizzo's assistant vice president of flavor testing. She set me up with this position. Mostly to keep me from troubling her work, I think. Consequently, I don't always feel like I deserve to be here. All the more reason to work harder, I say.
You're a good bean. I take it you don't intend to stay an intern?
Much as I love delivering coffee and medical attention, not quite, no. Don't tell anyone I said this, but I sometimes feel that our workers could be treated a little better. Maybe only get electrocuted awake every other day? So I'm shooting for administration in Rizzo's. Maybe even the board itself. Best way to evoke change is from the inside, I think.
Aw, you're precious. Hell yeah, do it. Why be an intern if it's riskier than typical employment?
Much higher chance of promotion. If I can tough it out here without getting axed, I can skip the 5+ years of customer service I'd normally have to deal with. I can prove my merit here and move up in the world. And the sooner I do that, the sooner I can set to improving things for everyone else.
Good luck with that.
I get the feeling you don't think I can do it. That's okay. Trying to improve the system from within isn't the most glamorous thing, but I think it's worth the effort.
I definitely believe in you. You got this, Anna. I've learned my
Happy to
fill.
enlighten you on the fascinating world of internships. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Unless you already have, and I've forgotten. In which case, I probably won't forget a second time.
You see any sign of a beleaguered actor running around?
Oh yes. I thought I saw someone who looked self-important enough to be her by the conservatory some time ago. Not to speak ill of the dead. I simply never liked the way she stole the limelight from the true star. Burbage 3001.
You're a Burbage fan?
I certainly am. That aerodynamic chassis, how the light glints off his rotund head, the way he enunciates, cry havoc, and let loose the cadence of war. Excuse me, I got a little lightheaded there. Nobody does Shakespeare like Burbage. What were we talking about?
What about Spencer Woolrich?
Who?
That's
I
showbiz.
suppose so. I also suppose Helen won't be stealing the limelight ever again.
You haven't been causing trouble in the orchards, have you?
What? No, that's ridiculous. I can't tell you I've never made any mistakes, but it'd be pretty hard to keep my job if I were trying to break everything. Though there was the time I tried to fix a broken hinge on one of our mosquito hives and released a swarm. Chased me around the orchards 3 times before I managed to get help.
Considering the whole sting you to death thing, I feel like you got off easy.
Don't I know it? Worker friend of mine ran afoul of one of the swarms and had to get new kidneys. Not due to renal failure, but because the mosquitoes kept stinging his kidneys. Don't worry though, mosquitoes are typically only about when living folks aren't in the orchards.
So what happens if the mosquitoes get out during visiting hours?
I am contractually obligated to tell you that mosquitoes never get out during visiting hours. But when they do, the only way to get them to return is to go directly to hive control and activate emergency recall. Which isn't easy, considering all the hives near control. But this is all a departure from what I wanted to say. I've been trying to help the orchards, not harm them. Hold a moment. You haven't found anything, have you?
I found a toxic misc of fertilizer and weed killer on some purpleberry saplings. Thoughts?
Why should weed killer affect saplings? Weed killer. It's in the name. It should kill only weeds. That really seems like it's more on product design than on me.
Oh, you sweet summer child. Seems a bunch of your exterminator automax were on the warpath. Know anything about that?
Well, yes. The orchards are becoming overrun with pests. Usually we give workers handguns and tell them to go to town, which results in many injured workers and a few dead sprats. Our exterminator automax only kill mosquitoes, and even then, only if an exec somehow ended up in the orchards during a pollinization cycle. So I decided to do some reprogramming. The reprogramming
Oh, hey, Kelsey. Thank you for popping by. I hope you're doing well.
Then, when I was running away from the bots, I dropped the terminal access card somewhere in the orchards.
Bots were shooting anything larger than a mosquito must not have calibrated targets.
Believe me, I know that now. Guess I did sort of mess that one up.
You should really just come clean.
But there's nothing to come clean about. I've just been doing my best out here.
Alright. I did go a little over time, but that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and call it here. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your accounting homework.